Hey you guys, it's Britt tonight. We're here with an update on the Not So Brazilian Jenkins. We need to urgently go over Steph's recent live. She was washing her dishes in the shelter room bathtub, which, yes, is also where she dumps her dirty mop water that has all kinds of gross stuff. She's now washing the dishes in the same tub. This video is so disturbing because not only is it extremely unhygienic just from that stance alone, there are literal maggots on the rag that she is using to wash these dishes. So we have a few parts to go over. We're going to get through it together. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, let's start at the top. There are 4 parts to this video, and it's a whole lot. I'm not even what I would consider, I wouldn't even consider myself like a full-blown germaphobe, but I am someone who likes cleanliness. I like knowing that dishes are properly cleaned, and if I were to ever be in a position where that was not an option, why not get paper plates? It's really not that, you don't need to be like a genius to come up with that as a solution to this problem. But let's start with the first part.
I'm cleaning out the tub because I'm about to do all these dishes in here because there's way too many like doing that tiny sink again. I don't know why I was even doing that all this whole time, to be honest with you. Either way, it's gonna hurt my back, so I might as well do it where it's gonna be quick.
And yes, I will zoom in to the rag where you can see the literal maggot or whatever is crawling around. You can see it. It's clear as day.
Fuck no. Fucking put on there. No, it wasn't. You want to know the truth? No, I ain't gonna tell y'all. You're way too soft for that. Clean out the tub a little bit before I start the dishes. I know I'm not going to use the same freaking sponge I just used for cleaning the tub to clean the dishes. That would be a little bit nasty. TikTok just told me that my freaking quality of this picture is not good. I can't get any better lighting, yo. Get with it, TikTok. I'm going in this conditions to be aesthetic. Appeal. I'm definitely appealing that because rude. Can you guys just be appropriate? Like, if you have nothing nice to say, can you just fucking leave? Just do that. But here trying to get my live banned because you want to say inappropriate crap is just childish. Like, y'all really need to go do better stuff with your time. You could sit and use all this energy on the...
My question is, are we using Pine Sol and spray bleach to clean these dishes? Are we using things that are not even meant to be utilized for cleaning dishes? Imagine her doing this. Food particles going down into the drain, and then one of the children is unfortunately having to take a bath in this same bathtub, and there are literal bugs and roaches crawling out of the drain because bugs and roaches and maggots are attracted to food.
Matters of the freaking world. I wouldn't even care if it meant less attention from me. I would not care. It's more important things to sit there and bully someone who ain't got shit to do with you.
Imagine expecting people to be nice when you are publicizing your terrible decisions that you've made for well over a year now that are negatively impacting your children, and expecting people to be nice.
All because I could never. And that's the thing, you never could. You could never do this. If you sit here and judge me, you could never take on the mental space that it takes to do this daily. You could fucking never.
You know what a lot of people would do? They would make sure that this was not a reality for going on a year now. They would make sure that they were not expecting to sit in this free shelter room and not go get a job and not have to be filling out job applications and not having to set goals, they would not make that a reality. Maybe a few people would, but it's very, very rare for somebody to allow this to go on for this long. And my question is, there's usually a deadline when it comes to utilizing, state or county resources. They're not just going to allow you to stay in the shelter for forever while you're not going out and getting a job. Like, this is not a permanent solution. This is something short term that most people find their way out of. And if they can't do it for themselves, they do it for their children. You don't care.
If you really expect me to just like keep my head up and like read out every single comment while I'm doing this, you're crazy. I'm trying to do this as fast as I can because I don't know how much of a window I have before Manova's upset again. I don't like the smell of yogurt after it sits in a bowl or whatever.
Number one, she's not even putting much effort at all into like scrubbing the food off of these bowls and plates, but then she's not rinsing them off. She's just allowing them to come out of this disgusting soapy water and be put over on the side. Is she going to rinse them off later? Like, what's the plan here? This is grotesque.
This is nauseous. And Greek yogurt is 10 times worse. This is 10 in a box. Am I washing dishes in the tub? Yeah, bro. Do you not realize that that sink in there is like the size of one plate? One plate at a time. This is so much faster. And no, I'm not washing it like this. That's nasty. This is just a pre-rinse before I actually put some clean, what do you call it, water in here. The dishes can actually be clean. Because just shove them all in here. Yeah, no.
You're doing a pre-whatever and then gonna allow all of this food and gross crap to go down the drain. She's gonna do exactly what I thought she was going to do. Allowing food particles to go down a bathtub drain and you expect more bugs to not come in because of that? Always cleaning, never clean, right?
No, I don't have another clean sponge, so yes, I'm using a washcloth and no one's gonna die from me. Everyone's gonna be fine from me. Come fast, my baby, it's not happy. When are you gonna butt out someone's business? Whoever you are.
Unbothered, constantly bothered, always cleaning, never clean. What an entitled way to go about existing online. I could not imagine the arrogance and the delusional state of mind that one would have to be in to think that you can put all of this out, monetize off of it, and expect people to butt out of your business. Once it's online, it's everyone's business.
It's wild to me because people will sit there and be like, you never married that guy to begin with. First of all, there. But like, I would have my kids. The fuck? If you sit there and be like, I would rather not have that relationship. When you had children with the person, that's crazy to me. I don't regret my children for 1 minute. And then, see?
And let's also talk about how she's, throwing these dishes right next to the toilet on the floor, where God knows what is on that floor. And again, I don't know, that's a wild concept to be washing dishes in the bathtub where people are washing, their dirty bodies after a long day now were using it to wash dishes. I have trouble even getting it out because it seems so unhinged to me.
I'm gonna have to go check on my nose again. Hold on, baby girl, I'm coming. Changing up the environment. Hopefully that's what she needs. This is fucking nasty, man.
So all of that food, all those food particles that you just saw, right down the bathtub drain.
Beans. You do the same thing when you're watching all these videos of people who really can't do anything about the condition, because I'll be doing what I can daily. That's the most fun thing about that.
You're doing everything you can do daily. How about getting a job? Because that's the one thing that we haven't tried yet. And you have refused the concept for over a year.
They're coming so fast, and like it's like the same stuff on repeat. I'm trying to respond to people who actually are just being here to be nice, and like,
no, you don't deserve people to be nice to you anymore. I'm over it. And I am here for the people that are endlessly coming for you because you deserve it at this point.
Supported, because the rest of you, I actually find that doesn't work as well as just like making a diluted bowl of it. Saves it a lot more. I never know where to put it that it's not gonna like fall over. Have to set up the drying towel. Yeah, I did. But also, if you watch that video and listen completely, or paid attention, it said Tuesday night. It's like Thursday now. You think we didn't use any dishes between Tuesday and Thursday? We used some airy bed. I should have kept them stacked because that kind of makes it easier to like know which ones I've already got to, if that makes sense. But I'll just start the stack over. I want to knock this over, but it's gonna be right in front of y'all.
So let's also talk about even if all of this like bad parenting, nonsense, if we didn't see any of that, her attitudes towards people really sucks. And it's so defensive and it's so just abrasive. Why would anyone, even if they were trying to be fair, why would they want to even interact with you? Because your attitude sucks. Constantly. It always does. It's always someone's comment is inconveniencing to her and she'll go on a whole rant about it. And then tell people that the haters don't matter.
I was thinking about that because when I dropped my kids off at school the other day, and I seen like what's probably a bunch of Caucasian females around the same age as me, just moms, you know. Yeah, I don't want to be looking like that. So I don't care if y'all compare me to that, because at least they have fun. But these middle-aged Caucasian women look like they ain't never seen fun in their life. Like, what? And I don't mean that for...
So doing dishes in your homeless shelter room bathroom is fun? Is that what's fun? And I don't understand this whole like Caucasian as if she's trying to use that to identify. Like, lady, do you realize how embarrassing this is? And you're calling it fun. And you're trying to say that other people look like they aren't having fun?
For everybody, I'm just saying, like, personally, like, what are you trying to compare me to? Like, you should be like every other mom that drives an Astro van and has big fat glasses and hair that just brushed out, and like, what the fuck I should I want to be like myself. Thanks very much. I just said that. I said I know I am. The heck? You guys listen to whatever you want. It's not exhausting. It's not exhausting.
You see how she's just very bitchy. And I understand that, listen, I've been on social media for a very long time now, and I've had people that have disagreed with my opinions. They don't like the way I look, the way I sound, the way I dress, whatever. There is a way to hold that energy for like once in a while, clapping back at somebody. But when it's consistently this way, you just come off as a bitch. And I don't think that you're in a position to put yourself on a pedestal above anybody who is leaving comments for you. Again, you are washing dirty dishes in a homeless shelter room bathtub, and you think that you're better than anyone else? And that's only one part of the rabbit hole with her, is this live that we're going through. She's also an animal. Let's never forget what she's done to Milo and the other pets that she's had in her care.
You never hear what's coming out the person's mouth. You just make up your own scenario. Wow. Oh my goodness, my back is slicing.
What is this style of washing dishes? I mean, I'm no connoisseur of hand washing dishes, but I think that common sense would tell you that dipping it in what's now, a dirty bowl of soapy water and immediately doing a couple of swipes and rinsing it off is not really cleaning the dishes.
I promise you it wouldn't be any better in the kitchen. I love how you want to claim that liars don't go to heaven. Sitting there and acting like you have a baby with your nose. The man's literally with me if he's not gone. And when he's gone, he's not even that often, so whatever. Gone for work. Pouring all this stuff clean, or putting all the clean, I can't speak, clean stuff in a pile over there. This is actually What did you just ask me? How do I feel about Drew wanting what now? How would you know that? When did he speak to anybody about that? And it's like y'all don't remember my post where I said that you said as long as we could financially figure it out, we can pop out as many babies as we want. And we weren't playing about that. Like, if we had our life together the way we wanted to, or if we had met way sooner, we probably have more children.
Talking about having more children when you cannot properly care for the ones that you have makes you absolutely a delusional moron. There is no way that anybody with a centered, normal perspective would look at this and think, yeah, we could have more. You can't even care for the ones that you have. You are literally in a homeless shelter, creating trauma for children. And you think that you're in any kind of position to even think about having more kids. I think that here's one of my kind of random opinions that I have. I truly feel like people should have to be tested before they have children. I truly don't believe some people are in a position to financially, emotionally, mentally care for children. And I'm not talking about, oh, you have to be a millionaire, oh, you have to be this, that. Like, I'm talking about people like Steph and Drew should not be allowed to bring children into what they call life. That might be unpopular. Don't care. Let's keep going.
And no, that's not us saying we're from another man. God knows you'll take it, because it is a good thing. It is a good thing to have big families. Sorry you don't feel that way. Sorry someone ruined it for you. I can afford a sponge doorknob. I can. I try to go golf and finally got one. It gets worse because I'm gonna use our last freaking. Oh wait, we have another one. This one. This towel to go dry the dishes. So, yeah. Okay. man. It's kind of making me sick because
There's still soap on these bowls. Like, what?
like if you all could just put that energy elsewhere, the world literally could maybe be a different place. But you sit there in your little small bubbles of hating people who have nothing to do with your life instead. Okay.
No. We don't hate on people who have nothing to do with our life. We are having a really, really important conversation about two bozos creating an abusive life for children and posting it for monetary gain online.
Y'all probably even have keyboards and freaking computers too that do so much more. That's nutty. I need to go to storage bin and get mad at pots and pans and stuff. That one pan is just done. It's all the dishes, and that's usually the case. It's like literally every single dish is off the shelf by the end of the night. Every night. It's kind of disheartening too because like, no, don't even go there. Don't even go there. Just being grateful that we got dishes. Yeah. I try not to think about it or spend much time on it. Silverware really gets me. But here's my thinking: it's like, you think that I don't think some of this stuff through. I feel like there's only so many times you can actually wash a dish before like this stuff is just stuck on there permanently. You feel me? Think that I gotta bite my tongue because it could be you when you just don't pay attention. I like to save these baby food containers. Ooh, I just got real dizzy. Stand up. Anyways, I like to save these baby food containers. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet. I actually have a couple of these. Oh, what sends me over when I'm doing dishes is having a piece of hair wrapped around my finger. Oh! It's kind of ridiculous, but these potatoes...
She is really just so gross. The arrogance that she holds is something that I don't know if I'm going to see again from another influencer, because the position that she's in and the way that she talks down to people and wants to lecture people while this being her life is truly like 1 in a million. You realize that you didn't have to post this. You didn't have to show people this. But you think that what you're doing is okay. You think what you're doing is, oh, well, it could be you. Y'all better stop talking. No, it couldn't be us. Because when you initially went viral last fall on TikTok, anybody else in that position would have paid their rent so that they were not evicted and then living in a free shelter since the spring, and the clock is ticking on that. Because I don't see how they can continue to live in the shelter when there is no effort being made to utilize it as a temporary resource as the majority of people do.
Not very good. I got you. Working remote without a laptop is not that easy though. I feel like you just do not grasp how much I be telling you guys my phone does on a fucking daily. Like, come on. I remember this one time I made such a naive comment on something in my fucking mouth. Emily Vondi's.
Do you realize that a lot of companies, if you are hired to work remotely for them, they will give you a company laptop? That's something that tons of companies do. You just don't want to work because you want this to continue to be your reality and how you stay relevant online. But people are quickly losing interest because it is so just brain dead. This is getting so old and it's disgusting.
One of her videos, because I was just like, I love your content so much and I really wish you would post more often, but my nanny dumb self didn't have as many kids as I do now when I said that. And she was like, honey, I love posting, but I really can't with how busy I am with my kids. And now I totally get it. And people still be like, what you so busy doing. If you're not a mom of 4 or more kids, you can't speak to what the heck you know I'm going through. You just can't. Why is it taking so long to stream this time? I'm gonna make a little comedic video to freaking bark back at that one. Where's the cat? Y'all are so crazy. My daughter makes cat sounds all the time just because she likes to play pretend cat. And she done that well before we lost the cat. So before you go being like, that's because she misses the cat. So well, duh, she misses them. Duh.
No, we weren't talking about a cat noise. We were talking about you putting a heart emoji off of your daughter petting a cat. Dumbass.
But that's not why she do that. She's always been like that. And y'all literally had animal control show up to our fucking door to check if we had a cat because my daughter plays pretend in the background. That's
No. People were not being nosy. They were concerned because you are not allowed to own cats because you are an animal abuser. You had citations put on you because you are an animal abuser. And if people have concern that you, as an animal abuser, has a cat in your homeless room shelter, yes, they're going to call animal control, and I applaud it.
The extent of y'all's fucking nosy craziness. That shit's hilarious to me. We're standing outside just smoking and this. Like, what are you working out that much for as an animal control guy? Anyways, it just cracked me up. These two beefy officers start walking towards me and Drew, and we're like, we know what you're coming for. We keep our door.
Imagine not being truly mortified and embarrassed when you have 2 animal control officers coming to your homeless room shelter and y'all are already known as animal abusers and they come up to your doorstep and see y'all smoking on trees at the homeless shelter.
We're open. We just stand here, wait till you come all the way down to our door. And they're like, do you know why we're here? And I'm like, I got a feeling. He's literally laughing while he's talking to us. He's like, these comments, these people are ridiculous. But we have to be here and check. And I get it. It's their job. Still made me laugh. Sometimes I'll be like, I really don't have any other clothes, like y'all know. I'll go out in public and I'll see people who recognize me. The other day, it was just so blatantly obvious. There was like this couple sitting inside their car, and they start like pointing, laughing and stuff. Like they're just like thrown off that I really do keep walking around and this stuff you see me on TikTok, man. Like, it's all I have. I wasn't joking. But it just kind of made me laugh because I'm like, what's that approach? Why not be like, girl, I recognize you, and start talking to you? So you just, I'm thrown off by it because you could have a nice interaction with me, but instead you're just like, oh my god, this bitch. Dirty. Like, don't be shy.
Look at how much water she's wasting. Sorry kids, no more hot water. No one can take a bath because mom used all the hot water in the shelter room to half-ass wash dishes.
Talk to y'all. I'm awkward, but I'll still talk to you. Thank you all for interacting, and I'm talking to the kind ones. I appreciate that, guys. Okay, I'm running out of hot water, so that's gonna have to be where I stop. Like what I was saying earlier though about like where I feel you can only wash dishes so much, especially cutting boards, because that's like cutting the bacteria or whatever you're using into it. I feel like those just like toothbrushes you should change out every so often. And I don't know if it's true, but I heard that like
the cutting board that you use to cut raw chicken on, you have now allowed it to soak in the bathtub where your children are taking baths. I can't remember if I've said this with such certainty, but this video for me, I think it's rugs. I think that at this point, everything that I've seen with them, the questions about where is the money going, why are we in this situation? Why so many weird videos? I've put that out as an option before, but I really think that's the entire reason for this. And I usually don't like saying things with such certainty, but I have seen far too many videos of her, nonsense word salad rants and being defensive and doing weird things like this and never having any money and mopping the walls with Clorox and Pine Sol. I think that's the root of it is rugs.
Wooden ones don't harbor the same bacteria. Alright, be right back. See, we're starting to think so too. We really were trying not to be like wasteful because we just don't like that, but I feel like it's just as wasteful the amount of water we have to spend on dishes and the amount of dish soap we're using. I know that's minimal, but I'm still just saying, like, I feel like we could be more efficient if we just went ahead and had paper plates in this motel until we're out of here. All we had to wash was silverware and pans. I think we'd be okay. I got something on it. Be right back, kid. 1 second. I'm not about to get this clean and I'm not about to scrub it, so it can stay in here. Dishes in the tub, yeah, not ideal, but there was a time I was doing all of our laundry in the tub. I don't even know if I actually shared those videos because when I was recording it, I was like way too mentally fragile about everybody's opinions on us to even post it. But like there was a good, I don't know, 3-4 month period in the apartment.
Your bathtub is for bathing, doing laundry, doing dishes, food and dirt and bacteria and stuff. There's a reason why the bathtub is for bathing. And if you need to wash your clothes, then you go to the laundromat. And if you need to wash your dishes, you use the kitchen sink, where there's a garbage disposal that will catch all of the food, grind it up so that you don't have to have bugs and roaches crawling out of your drain when your kids are trying to take a bath at night.
That was like the only way I had to do laundry was with the tub. And I did it. It was exhausting, but I did it. So I'm just saying, I look at my life and I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of things that I could change. I want changed, and I'm not going to keep explaining myself because y'all will be like, but you're not.
We've been hearing that for over a year. We've been hearing, oh, I've got a plan, then you get evicted and you're in the homeless room shelter and you've got a plan and it's nobody else's business and we're working on things and this is going to be over soon. We've heard that so many times and there's not been any change. In fact, I think that things have gotten worse. Things have continued to go downhill and we still have no end in sight because we have two delinquent dumbasses that are at the, that are at the wheel, and these poor kids are being taken on a ride to hell, and it's so tragic.
Well, that's for me to decide because it's my work and my life that I have to fix, not your life. So, anyways, that's where that is. That, like, if you actually, like, follow my support group and things where I share, like, what I've been reading and looking into and stuff like that, I'm just not explaining myself like that anymore. It is a friggin' laundry again. It's never ending. Wet towels make me nervous.
You know what should make you nervous? Bugs, maggots, roaches. Making your children live through this disgust because you're too lazy to go get a real job.
Oh, well, thanks for joining me to do this dishes. It was wonderful. I did clean the tub at the beginning. See? Look at, I live this life with 6 kids. Is she being rude? No, because she has an understanding. Something that most of you don't. And if you did, if you'd be like, well, I have this many kids, and I feel like you don't actually spend adequate time being a mother if you're gonna sit there and say that, because you would know just how busy, that's not even a word, to be a mother. Like, what? I'm constantly being mom. The heck? One is literally on 10%. We should probably go.
I don't think that when you're in the position that Steph is in, due to her own negligence, you are in any position to tell anybody else what they should be doing or what they're not doing with their life, because you're not the person for the job. You are a train wreck, and train wrecks are not in positions to point fingers and say, well, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. But when you're posting all your stuff online, yes, we are going to point out the absolute disgrace that is your existence.
I agree. Paper plates probably need to happen. I really want to get a freaking Costco membership, but isn't it like $100 now? I don't know. I really think a Costco membership would benefit us in a lot.
You're dry begging for a Costco membership. Why are we not going to the normal grocery store, get paper plates, and put your energy on getting out of the shelter? Stop trying to make this free shelter more of a permanent position, because I think here soon, in the next couple of months, they're going to receive notice that this is not a permanent thing. They have utilized this resource for the time that was allowed, and that's it. Your time has run out. You did nothing good with your time here aside from freeload and refuse to get jobs.
Because I used to go to Costco pretty often before I met Drew, and we've never gone. No, there's no cat in here.
And there's no space for Costco stuff. You have to have a place to put stuff, because when you shop at Costco, most of y'all know this, but you're buying a huge quantity of paper towels, Kleenex, cleaning supplies, paper plates. It's a large quantity. You're buying in bulk, and you're living in a one-room homeless shelter. Where is all this stuff going to go? You have nowhere to put it. You already have nowhere to put all of the crap that you have in this room.
Did you not just hear me? If you need a laptop, what? That's really nice of you. That's sweet of you. But I feel like that's such a... I've never been the type to want people to give me handouts. Like, that's just not my personality. I want to try to figure it out. Like, I didn't even think this idea through until literally like a week ago, that I could probably be going and doing my laundry at my brother's or my sister's. Like, duh, why didn't I think of that this whole time? Because I'm just the type of person that doesn't want someone else to figure out my problems. I don't want to put that pressure on them. Why would I? Yes, I am.
She's really trying to sadfish with the, oh, I don't want handouts. I, could not take handouts from anybody. She has dry bagged for more things on TikTok over the last year than I can think of anyone else that I've covered on this channel.
Thanking the gifters now. I really do appreciate all of you. You're amazing. I can't thank you enough. And I don't mean for that to sound unenthusiastic. I mean, literally... Guys, I'd be trying to tell you, go watch my videos from the beginning. Like, I post them all the time, too. Like, the on this day. I just seen one pop up today that was me literally saying, I'm not an enthusiastic person. I really try to be, but it doesn't come to me very naturally.
You notice how, like, once people start offering things or, wanting to give her anything, then it switches. She can turn off the saltiness depending on what you're offering to give her. But if you have any criticism or tell her, hey, maybe you should get a job, maybe you should do this to get yourself out of the shelter with these kids, then you get the wrath of her looking straight in the camera, bug eyes, and pissed off at your comment.
What is that? Why do you keep saying that? Because I don't even know what that means. Oh, that Jenna chick? Girl, she's hilarious because she'll sit there and be in my DMs and be like, I love you and I'm all for you, and then like post a video about, well, F Stephanie, and I'm like, girl, you love whatever attention you can get. That's what it comes down to, is you love to post whatever you think is going to bring you attention, point blank period. And then she'll be like, I don't post like that. Yes you do, and you use a filter every time. So if you're not trying to hide something, show your real self, girl. At least even Morgan does that.
All right, so the last, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes of this video, I'll just drop in as a splice. I have had quite enough of her nasty, arrogant attitude and the just tragic existence that this is, not for her, for the children that have to count on her to do anything good for them.
TikTok would be hard to dictate who's gonna stay supportive and not just doing it, you know. And I don't mean that for anybody who's been like trying to reach out and has talked to me. I'm sorry that I'm like not that easy to get through when it comes to trust levels, but I'm really trying to work on it, because how am I supposed to make any legit friends if I don't actually open up to people? You feel me? I might get going though. I appreciate you guys joining and talking. Yep, my baby's crying, so I'm gonna get going. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.
Just when I thought that we had seen it all, we get the episode of Steph washing dishes in the homeless room shelter bathtub and allowing all the food to go down the drain, with a little side appearance of a couple maggots. And that's where we are. So that's going to be it for tonight. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.